Hey guys, Ghostshield here. Today we're going to show you how easy it is to fill in a crack using Ghostshield PS-55 polyurea crack filler. So we've already actually started this by cleaning out the crack and using a V-grinder to clean the edges, and we've actually filled in a lot of the deep cracks so that you can reduce the consumption of the PS-55.
So the PS-55 is a two-component polyurea. Both components are housed in a single cartridge, so you can easily dispense it using a standard traditional caulk gun. This has a static mixing nozzle. We screw this onto the end. As we pull the trigger, it's gonna mix part A and part B that are both housed in this unit, so everything comes out the end of this tip. I went ahead and really shook it up. You wanna make sure that the material is mixed well inside the cartridge. Even though it's all one single cartridge, it's two components inside here. So you've got your A and your B. So I'm just mixing that up pretty well. I want to make sure it's got a good flow when it comes out. Now you take off the tip. You're going to want to hold on to that. We're going to remove the front part. There we go. Now your kit's going to come with this little black knob. It's got a little line in the middle of it. I'm going to slip that down into that like that. Then you're going to take your static mixer. I'm gonna put that little part in like this. That's just gonna hold that into place as we're trying to screw that on there. So now it's on there pretty good. And we'll go ahead, put your cartridge inside your gun, spin this around. We're just gonna get it till we get a little bit of the gray come out of there. There we go. So now we know it's mixed pretty well. We've burnt a little bit of material. Now we're ready to just go ahead and start getting it into our crack. As you can see in the crack, we've gone ahead and pre-filled it with a little bit of sand. So that's reduced the depth of the crack, and that's gonna make sure that as we're putting the material in, we're not losing material and it doesn't sink down. And this material is gonna set up in about 25 minutes. So we're gonna be able to actually grind this out in 25 minutes. It's rapid setting. Again, that's because it's two component inside a single cartridge. So if you're on a job and you don't have a dual cartridge gun, this is gonna be the way to go. You can kind of see where some of the material is just disappearing into the crack. So if we have to, we can let that set up and cure, and we can always come back and put some more.
Okay, so now that the material is all set up and cured, ready to be ground, you first want to make sure that you've filled up the crack and that the material is raised above the concrete. If you notice any areas that are still low, you want to make sure you add more material before you start grinding. So to grind, what we have here is a diamond cutting wheel with a diamond cup. It's hooked up to a vacuum to minimize any dusting. We're also going to use a respirator and some safety glasses. So let's get to it. So you can see here in this area, we've completely grinded down the material. We've feathered out on both sides of the concrete. This makes it for a nice smooth transition. That way when you put the epoxy over the crack, you don't see the seam.
All right, guys, that's it. We're completely done. The crack's been fully repaired. We ground it down. It's even with the surface of the concrete, and we're ready to apply our epoxy coating.
And for more tips and tricks, don't forget to visit our YouTube page or our video page on ghostshield.com.